All right, all right. So I'm guessing some of you are probably wondering what this young kid on the stage is going to tell you about Web3 that you don't already know. Uh, so I'm actually here to tell you about a secret superpower that all of you have. So this superpower is something that Web3 gives to every community, every project that we may be a part of, and it also empowers all of the users and the community members. So how many of you here are working with, let's say, any Web3 community or some Web3 projects? Perfect. By the way, tell me, how many of you have also earned any airdrops in your journey so far? Great, not so many. So I guess this superpower is still quite secret. So I'm going to reveal that today. So before that, let me just very quickly share a bit more about my own journey. So my name is Sam, or short for Sambhav. I'm the CEO of Interact. Before this, I used to work at the world's largest private equity firm called Blackstone. It has more than $1 trillion worth of assets under management. I think it's been making the waves a bit lately because of its sister company BlackRock, which has been casually pumping a few trillions of dollars into crypto and pumping our bags as well. So anyway, when I was working there, I got to work with so many exciting founders, bunch of cool Web3 companies as well, and got to see this one specific company grow from a very small early stage shop to having more than 40,000 employees, and we helped it IPO on NASDAQ eventually for a market cap of $10 billion. And on that day, I thought to myself that the next IPO that I want to work on should be not just for a company that I've invested in, but for a company of my own. And that's for the first time when the thought of Interact started in my head. So what does Interact do? When we started building in Web3, very quickly, the issues kind of began to surface. The wallets, the terminology is still so complex. I've personally gotten scammed myself a couple of times, despite being able to claim that I know a bit about Web3. And so it's just that the user experience, even today, is completely messed up. And so what Interact does is that it's a solution to a lot of these problems. How can we leverage token and the power of tokens that community offer to simplify the user experience for everyone in Web3, and also make sure that every new project has the superpower to actually acquire new users and also be able to retain them. So let me talk a bit more about what I mean by this, right? So what we call this is that it's token-led growth. So how many of you perhaps hold tokens of communities that you're very passionate community members of? Perfect. So I think a lot of us do, right? And that's kind of why we are also in Web3. So this token is a unique way that's never existed in this world before for a company that's launching its token to align every single community member that there is. Now this community member could be a user, right? You have users that you want to get to try out your product, become your early adopters, become your whales, or become your loyal community members. You also have influencers that you want to become your advocates and ambassadors. You have partners that you want to integrate with, and you want to be able to make sure that they can amplify your use cases. So all of them in some way are helping your protocol, your project, your community grow. But the way that you actually align the incentives that they can share in that value creation journey of the growth that happens with you is through that token. And so this is where Interact comes in, right? What we kind of do is we help you use this token in a way, use the power, the incentives of that token in a way that you can actually bootstrap all of this growth. Now imagine that in the normal world, right? How long did it take for an Airbnb or some huge marketplace or social network to reach the scale that they finally did? It's taken years because it takes a lot of network effect for them to finally be able to reach that stage. But what Web3 does is that it's actually the complete opposite. What you do is, like, you say that I'm a very early project, and the earlier a member becomes a part of my community, the more incentives and the more share of value creation you can actually enjoy. So now what Web3 does is that actually, rather than waiting for you to become huge before you have a very strong brand that people want to associate with, Web3 actually incentivizes even early stage projects to get new users, because the earlier a user is to a community, the more chances there are that the share of the upside is going to be that much higher. And so you can use this to kind of break your cold start problem. And what Interact does is that it gamifies this entire experience. How we do it, we call these quests. So what are quests, right? Let's say you want your users to buy from you for the first time, or you have a user, a very loyal user, you want them to refer to other friends that they have who can also become your users. You want to incentivize your influencer to talk about you as if you're the best thing that's ever happened in the world. Now what quests do is that they gamify all of these different tasks that you can now give for your community to complete. And as soon as they complete all of it, we verify it for you. We give them points, we create a leaderboard, we gamify the entire experience. And it is basically a place where the entire community engagement is gamified on chain, on Interact. So these quests are not just something that exist in my head. These have so far on Interact helped the most successful companies in Web3 become even more successful, be it MetaMask, be it Binance, Polygon, Linea, Starknet, Coinbase, Base, all of these have run their campaigns on Interact. They have, for instance, if I can talk a bit about Linea, just in 10 days, we got more than 2 million on-chain users to bridge over $600 million, and that's just in the matter of a week to 10 days. And so that's the power of Quest, that's the power of incentives, that's your secret superpower that any Web3 community, any project can leverage in order to be able to bootstrap your initial growth. When you sign up on Interact, you of course get our entire community. We have a community of more than 12 million on-chain users now. So when you launch a quest on Interact, you automatically get visibility with this entire rich user base that's eager to try out your product for the first time. We have several case studies of successful campaigns that we've run in the past, and also just for a limited time, if you sign up on Interact, you get a lot of free credits. So you get all of our expertise, you get our promotion, you get our help, you get our support, all of it for free, up to $25,000 worth of credits. So this is for a limited time only, and I'm sure all of you have a lot to benefit from by running these quests. Just quickly wrapping up, I think the reason why I've been able to build such a successful implementation of the secret superpower of Web3 to help so many products and projects in this community grow is because of the incredible team that we have put together, and also the brilliant investors who've supported us in our journey to be able to achieve our vision. And with that, I think that's the end of the presentation. But if you have any questions, or if you have any questions later, I'm reachable here, and I'm more than happy to answer them or help your community also grow using your secret superpower. Anyway, thanks.